Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's great to see you all here. Thank you for coming. I'm humbled and honored to be standing in front of you today. My name is Wulan dari Bahasa, but you can call me Wulan. As you know, I want to tell you about the imagination for designing and how to build it. I choose to present this because today, imagination is the most important business skill that you must have if you want to stay competitive with the other. As the interior designer, we must have a big imagination for doing the job that we will do someday. I tell you about this so you can increase your imagination and your creativity. Have you ever felt that your mind is stuck or you have nothing to do with your design but tomorrow is your deadline? So I hope after you coming to my presentation, all of you can easily get an inspiration not to be stuck anymore. You can explore your imagination and apply it to your design. My presentation is divided into several parts. It's all begin by the purpose of knowing what imagination is, then the connection between the imagination and creativity. Next, how to apply the imagination into some idea for your design. My presentation will take 10 minutes. Let's start with the first set of the slide. What is imagination? Imagination is one of those words that inspire us. It reminds us of children playing. Imagination is quite possibly a uniquely human ability. In essence, it allows us to explore ideas of things that are not in our present environment, or perhaps not even real. For example, one can imagine the cup of coffee seen the day before, or one can imagine an alien spaceship arriving in the Earth's orbit. The key is that what is imagined is generated from within, rather than perceived based on input from without. 3 reasons that imagination is more important. Imagination ignites passion. As adults, we have been forced into a world of responsibility and practically where money, bills, jobs, many of which we have dictate how we live, breathe, and experience the world. Dreaming of what can be allow us to tap into our imagination again, reminding us what it feels like to be passionate about something. Somewhere along the lines, we have lost that connection to passion and purpose in life and replaced it with survival responsibility. Who says you can be passionate and responsible? Imagination is magical. Take a moment to watch a young child play alone and you will experience firsthand the magic that comes from imagination. Creative thoughts turn the mundane into a magical experience. It is what turns a simple box into a powerful rocket, a laundry basket into a pirate ship, and a simple bathtub into the deep blue sea. Taking a moment to feel the words through as a children's eyes is enough to bring back the joy and wonder that imagination brings. How amazing would our world be if we all experienced the same joy and wonder on a day-to-day basis. Imagination stimulates creativity and innovation. This is I'm going to tell you about. Some of the most influential and innovative creations have come from the simple act of imagining something bigger, easier, or more beautiful. Scientists and creative artists have an amazing gift from thinking outside the box and allowing their imagination the freedom to grow and evolve their thoughts, many of which have created products that have changed the way we live entirely. Without this creative power, we may never have had the internet, smartphones, airplanes, and other amazing technology we rely on every day. Simply put, imagination is the key ingredient to expansion and advancement of our world. 3 elements of designing. As a designer, we need to use our imagination before we invent it or make it something. So, when we're decided to design in some room or make something, we need to build our imagination, creativity, and we make the innovation. 3 elements of designing is imagination, creativity, and innovation. Imagination and creativity are not the same thing. Robinson stresses say. Creativity is a step further from the imagination because it involves a lot more than just being imaginative. Creativity is thus a process, and Robinson says the 3 key words in the definition are process, original, and value. The process, simply put, is about generating ideas and then shifting the ones that are originals and have value from those that don't. How does this differ from the innovation? Innovation is applied the creativity, he said. According to Robinson said, innovation is the process of putting new ideas into practice. By definition, innovation is always about introducing something new or improved or both, and usually assumed to be a positive thing. And then you need to put it all together. Putting all the above together, what the above definition have in common is that innovation is a process, whether you call it design thinking or some other terms. It's the process of transforming ideas from your imagination into a creative output or solution that has value, and thus amounts to an innovation for your design. And then how to build your imagination. To build a bridge between that we know and what's possible, we must do 5 things. First, we must build knowledge and gain new understanding of the world. If our minds can only imagine possibilities within the context of what we already know, then it's clear we must increase that knowledge if we want to increase what we can imagine. Thankfully, knowledge is easily gained if you dedicated even small amount of time to it. The second thing we must do increase our imagination. Once we have begun to build our knowledge, is to remain powerfully curious about that knowledge, even humorously so. We can do this by asking questions constantly, not only about new things we experience, but about everything old and true as well. Third, look at things differently. At some points when you feel tired or bored, and you feel that your creativity is running low, look at the things in a new perspective. This will give you a fresh approach to things that may even trigger new ideas that you once thought were not possible. Fourth, develop your talents. Everyone has a set of skill of talent. Focus on developing and honing these talents to express your creativity and imagination in areas that you excel in or in things that you know how to do best. 5, and the last, spend time with creative people. Synergize your energies by spending time with people who share the same interests as yours. Brainstorming, planning, or simply talking to people will keep creative juice running, giving your new fresh idea. 4, and then I'm going to tell you how to apply it to your design, how to apply your imagination to your design. Because after you build the knowledge, then you should make it possible. By the information that you get, try to combine something unusual that can increase your creativity. Then search your inspiration. Don't let your knowledge limit your imagination. Try to do something new. If we imitate the other people and we have nothing to do with our imagination, and our imagination and creativity will be stuck forever. So don't be afraid to do something new. And the last thing is start to build it. Don't let your imagination stuck on your mind. Now I have come near to the end of my presentation. So to review our discussion, we have discussed 1. What is imagination? 2. 3 reasons that imagination is more important. 3 elements of designing. 4. How to build your imagination, and the last is how to apply it to your design. What I'd like to suggest you is, if you feel you've ever stuck on your mind while you're designing, or you have no inspiration, then you need to relax, calm your mind, take a walk, look around, and then you'll find your inspiration. And don't forget to bring your camera too, just in case you'll see something that can build up your mind or inspiration. If you have any question, I'd be glad to answer them on. And then, before we close this caution, just remember, as Albert Einstein once said, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. And Albert Einstein once said, imagination is everything, is the briefing of life's coming attraction. And that's all. Thank you for listening my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.